Ever feel like we only see the tip of the iceberg when it comes to nature?
Oh, absolutely.
Like there's this whole other world happening right under our feet that we're totally clueless about.
Totally. And, a lot of times that's where the real action is happening.
This is The Deep Dive, and today we're talking about one of those hidden worlds, one that's more widespread than most people realize.
It really is fascinating.
We're going deep into the world of Ectomycorrhizal fungi.
Yeah, ECM fungi for short, if you will.
Catchy, right. But really, these fungi form this incredible network that connects and supports entire forest ecosystems.
And it's not just a few trees here and there, it's practically every tree species you see out in a forest.
So no big deal, right?
Right, just the foundation of forests as we know them.
Okay, so we've all heard about, how fungi and plants have this thing going on, right? They help each other out. But ECM fungi, these guys take it to a whole other level.
Absolutely, it's a whole different ballgame with these guys.
So where do we even begin?
Well, let's start with the name Ectomycorrhiza, the ecto part. That means outside.
Okay, so they're not exactly wallflowers then.
Not at all. See, unlike some fungi that actually pierce and enter the root cells of plants, ECM fungi, they do things a little differently. They create this sort of sheath, a covering around the tips of the roots called a mantle.
So like a protective layer.
That's a good way to think about it. It's like a cozy little jacket for the tree roots, but it's much more than just protection, this mantle.
Okay, now you've got me intrigued. What else is going on in this mantle?
Well, underneath this mantle, between the mantle and the root, there's this incredible structure called a Hartig net. Imagine, like a microscopic lattice woven between the tree's own cells. And that's where the magic really happens, so to speak.
The nutrient exchange.
Exactly. The Hartig net is like the central hub for all this back and forth between the fungi and the tree roots.
So we're talking about a full-blown partnership here.
Oh yeah, a symbiotic relationship that's been fine-tuned over millions of years. The fungal threads, or hyphae, they act like these tiny little explorers venturing out from the mantle, way out into the soil, scavenging for water, for nutrients, things like phosphorus and nitrogen, that trees need to thrive, but often can't reach on their own.
Okay, so it's like the fungi is saying, don't worry, I've got this, and the tree can focus on, being a tree, soaking up sunlight, growing tall.
You've got it. It's a division of labor, really. Now, these hyphae, they're not just going out a few millimeters. Some of these guys can extend centimeters into the soil, some even reaching depths of 4 meters.
4 meters, that's what, like over 12 feet?
It's incredible, isn't it? These fungi are creating this massive underground network, connecting trees that might be meters apart, all sharing resources through this hidden web.
Okay, so the fungi are putting in the work, but what are the trees doing for them in return? They're not just being generous, are they?
Well, generosity might be pushing it a bit, but it's a mutually beneficial arrangement for sure. You see, trees, they're experts at photosynthesis, converting sunlight into sugars. And guess what? Those sugars are exactly what the fungi need to thrive.
Ah, so it's a perfect trade-off. The fungi provide essential nutrients, and the trees, they provide the fuel.
Precisely. And it's this elegant exchange that's allowed both partners to thrive in environments where they might struggle on their own.
This hidden network, this ectomycorrhizal web, it's not just a cool science fact, though. It really makes you realize that forests are far more intricate and interconnected than we often realize.
They really are. It's like this massive, complex social network happening beneath the surface.
So if these fungal networks are so crucial to forest health, does understanding them change the way we think about conservation? Should we be paying more attention to what's going on beneath the forest floor?
I think it's essential. Ectomycorrhizae are absolutely fundamental to the health and resilience of forests worldwide, no question about it. By understanding these networks, how they function, how they're impacted by environmental change, we gain a much deeper understanding of how to protect and restore these vital ecosystems.
It really makes you wonder, what other fascinating partnerships are hidden right under our noses, right?
Yeah.
What other secrets is nature keeping under wraps?
Exactly. There's a whole world beneath our feet just waiting to be explored. And the more we learn, the more we realize how interconnected everything truly is.
And who knows, maybe some of those discoveries could hold the key to solving some of our planet's most pressing environmental challenges. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of ectomycorrhizal fungi. Until next time.
It's been my pleasure.